dining out in Lewisboro. I'm Peter Delucia, and today I'm at the Horse and Hound Inn, one of the most famous and landmark restaurants in Westchester County, not only Lewisboro. And I'm lucky enough to be here with the owner and proprietor, Sue Vales, and her manager, Mike Harris. Sue, thanks for having us here today.
Thank you, Peter.
So really excited to learn a little more about the history of the restaurant, learn a little bit more about what's going on here with our menu and what's going on with parties and brunches and all the exciting things going on here. But why don't we start off with a little bit about this historic building?
Okay, it was built in 1749. On and off, it's been, what, a schoolhouse.
It's been a gin and rum mill. It's been a destination for horse riders from New York City to Danbury traveling through. When it was originally an inn as well, it's a place where they could spend the night, get a bite to eat, a warm place to stay.
How about any kind of historic figures ever slept here? I mean, did George Washington sleep
here?
We're
not sure. It may have.
It may have, but there's no definite claim to that.
It may have.
But wow, so we're talking about, 18th century. It's a very old building. When did you actually, step in and start the business here?
We bought in April of 1995 and opened for business in April of 1996.
So since 1996, you guys have been serving the residents of Lewisboro.
Right.
Now I know there's a lot of organizations that come here. I mean, on any night of the week, you may have a Lions Club meeting, you may have a Garden Club meeting.
Right.
I think is there a Lewisboro Ladies Night?
They do that occasionally. What else? We have the lake communities. Truesdale, a few of the lakes have their meetings here. We do Republican and Democrat meetings here. We have our Lions meeting here tomorrow night, as a matter of fact.
So no matter what side of the aisle you're on, no matter what volunteer group you may be part of, something's going on here at the Horse and Hound.
Yeah.
So if you're new to the area, this would be a great spot to come either and, sit at the bar and have a drink, or maybe come and have a meal and, see what's going on. You may have an opportunity to meet some people and get involved in some of the activities here in Lewisboro.
Right, exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about, what you're looking to do here? Mike and I were speaking a little earlier about brunches and things like that. What are we looking to do here at the inn? It's something different.
We're very excited to be offering more restaurant hours during the day, to be able to invite the community in more times than just in the evening. So we're definitely looking for lunches starting the weekend and having a Sunday brunch, which would be a great Sunday morning. Family and friends come in, enjoy a nice brunch for the day. Expand our menu, have a big focus on local food, local produce sourcing, have some local drinks that are being sponsored by local craft brewers being offered at our bar side, have some specialty cocktails that are in season, and it's really becoming an attraction for a lot of customers to come in and see what's new and exciting and different day to day.
Now that's great. Now something people may not realize if they're new, or you've got two sides of the restaurant really. You've got the bar tavern kind of side where you can tell me a little bit about that menu, but then you've also got the full dining experience. So why don't we talk about both and start with the bar?
Absolutely. So we're excited for the bar. We have a tap system that has rotating kegs on tap. We also featured a local hard cider distributor, so he's based upstate in Kingston, New York, brews his own hard cider, so that's been an attraction as something that was especially seasonal this fall.
Our syrup, the maple syrup, right from Tunbridge.
So we had a specialty cocktail this fall. It was called the Spring Street Rebellion because it was based with Rebellion Bourbon right here on Spring Street. And then it featured local made maple syrup that was from Pounders Reservation, so that was a cool local tie to the bar side. And then the bar menu, we like to have some specials. So one of our chefs made a pulled pork egg roll, which is a cool catch that brought a lot of people in addition to a regular bar menu of any kind of burger, sandwich, or salad you can imagine. So it really brings a wide variety of people and demographics in to come and grab a drink and a quick snack any time of day or night over in the pub.
Well, I think it's a great menu. Plenty of times I've been here and decided, just let's go over to the bar, my wife and I, or even with the kids sometimes, and we'll just grab something quick off the tavern menu. And some of those drinks are awesome. I know that I've tried the one with the maple syrup, and I'm a big cider guy. And to find cider on tap is not always that common, more up in Massachusetts and places like that. But locally, it's kind of hard to find some good cider on tap, so that's great. Now, what about the restaurant side?
So the restaurant side, we have our full menu, of course, that is Sue's pride and joy of anything and everything you can imagine. You get a little taste of French seafood cuisine to an all-American steak and vegetables, local seasonal vegetables we like to try and bring in. But then almost every day we have specials as well that are really unique to things that only Sue can come up with or other chefs in the kitchen like to create. So it's a wide variety of specialty steaks with really unique sauces. All the sauces are made a la minute and a la carte for the dish, which is something really unique that's hard to find, having a specially made sauce that accompanies your steak or your fish or anything like that. So it's really something for everybody. Kids come in and kids have something off the kids menu, and adults can come in and have a great menu. We just had somebody in here last week that their last dining experience was Blue Hill Stone Barns, which is obviously a recognizable name, and they came in here and they're just as impressed with our menu and our food and service as they were at Blue Hill. So that was a big pat on the back to all of our staff here for an incredible menu.
So brunch, what would we expect to see on a brunch menu here at the Horse and Hound?
So I think in the coming weeks we're very excited to be developing a brunch menu. So I think a lot of typical things you come to expect: an eggs Benedict, nice French toast, good egg mixes, omelets, but then some also unique items such as a lot of people come here for our crab cakes, so we can kind of do a crab cake eggs Benedict, which would be a really unique thing. Some specialty menu items, a lot of things for kids, so whether it's pancakes or waffles or something, but really a family-friendly menu at a very reasonable price point that everybody can come and enjoy, come in after church from across the street, sit down, have a great family meal together, experience South Salem, Lewisboro at its finest, and be full and enjoyable and go on with their day. So we're excited to be featuring a brunch menu hopefully in the near future.
Now, as far as using this room for parties and things like that, if someone wanted to throw a party now, I know you do that because I was lucky enough to have my parents' 50th anniversary party here. It was fantastic. You guys did a fantastic job. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what kind of parties and how many people you can hold and things like that?
So luckily we were able to do a variety of events in this space. So we have this main dining room here as well as a back room behind the pub that is also very welcoming to meetings and much of events. So we'll do anything. We can arrange all these tables and chairs in any manner that sees fit. So we had John Jay Youth Football came in here and they had a team dinner and they requested one long table for the whole team to sit together. So we had one long table that ran the whole length of the dining room for almost 40 people for the kids and the coaches. And it was a great meeting for all of them and a great end of the season cap. But then we have anniversary parties such as your parents, which is a great event. We had a motorcycle club come in from Connecticut and they all had individual tables and they kind of had cocktails and everything. So it was plenty of space to walk around. We have the Lewisboro Lions come in for holiday parties. The holidays was huge here. Every weekend we had at least a couple holiday parties, which is fantastic. The local fire department comes in and they have meetings in the back, but sometimes they'll have a party in the front. So it's just a great space so we can do anything. So any kind of party, whether it's a kid celebration, an adult's anniversary, a meeting of some kind, an annual party, we're able to accommodate anything that you'd all like.
And how about local bands and things like that? That's something we didn't touch on.
So local bands, we are trying to accommodate the best way possible. It's definitely a great way to bring in a good crowd. There's certain ways that we have to go about it. So our local music's been a little bit slower lately, but we're definitely hoping, especially in the summer months, to be able to revitalize that and look forward to having a great summer with live entertainment and have people outside in the patio in the backyard and having kids dancing and parents enjoying some nice drinks and unwinding on the summer evenings.
Well, then you also have some events that are open to the public, not just catered events and things like that. You guys do New Year's Eve, you do a Halloween event and things like that, right? Those are still something that we look on the website, or where would we find out about events that you guys do here? Absolutely.
So social media has been some of our biggest presence lately. So we're very active on Instagram and the Horse and Hound on Facebook as well. And there we'll post everything from daily specials to anything new to the menu. But then as well, like parties such as you said, so New Year's Eve we had a great event. Super Bowl we had a great party with a big screen in the back and festive celebration and kind of an open buffet. Similar for New Year's. Valentine's Day we had a busy night and we decorated the place well for Valentine's Day. So I think it's a safe bet that if you want a special occasion for a certain party or certain kind of day, you know that whenever you come here, you know you're going to get a special occasion.
So if you're looking for something to do in town, come to the Horse and Hound, especially at an event. Take a look at the website, see what's going on. And now I would be remiss if I didn't kind of go back to, we talked about Halloween. All right, you know, if you're a ghost aficionado or a ghost hunter and you want to check out a place, this may be the place to kind of do a little exploring. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the resident ghost?
I'll leave that to Sue with her friend.
Well, my employees all think there's a ghost, and we've named her Abigail.
You've named her Abigail?
Yes.
So you feel it's a female spirit?
I do, definitely.
And I think some of them have seen then Abigail?
I've never seen Abigail. I've heard her call me in some, like my son's voice. It's odd. It's an odd thing. I yell at her through the kitchen window when she's bothering me. Mikey doesn't particularly care for her.
We all have very personal relations with Abigail.
She's spirited. No pun intended.
I know your husband one time told me a story about something moving from one side of the table
Right.
to the other side of the table.
A water glass, yeah.
And then I remember one of the former bartenders actually, I thought, saw a figure at one point
She
in time.
thought she did in the hallway, yeah. And
So-
Mikey's had a personal up close with.
We've all had our run-ins with Abigail. We can have our town historian Morgan Cole has some great stories, but we've all had in strange hours at the restaurant some run-ins with Abigail.
So that's it.
Keeps us on our toes.
Yeah, so see, that's something else unique. You never know. You may come by to meet some family and some friends, and to meet some new neighbors, and you might end up meeting a spirit. So it's an exciting opportunity to come here right in
Spirited
town.
place.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what about our menu today that we're going to go take a look at? Why don't you tell me what we're going to go take a look at in the kitchen?
Today we're going to be doing a seared salmon with shaved fennel red onion citrus compote.
Okay.
It's a one-pan dish. The kitchen's tiny, as you guys know, so we do everything in one pan really quickly. I try to do the protein and the sauce in one pan.
So when you're coming here for dinner, everything is really, basically you try farm to table. As local sourced as possible.
We
So
try to do as fresh as we can.
And you're banging it out in that kitchen. So you might have to wait a few minutes, but you're getting the freshest
Right.
meal possible when
Right.
you're coming into
That's
Horse
been the
and Hound.
biggest issue here is when we get busy or hit it one time, as you know, to get everything out. But we'll take care of people. We'll take care of them, buy them a drink, or if they're not happy with anything, he's always on the floor taking care of that. And I'm in there, and we do what we can.
Yeah.
My seafood comes in 6 times a week. I'll get one salmon in, clean it, one salmon get in. I won't get like a case in. We'll get a couple of pieces of whatever protein I'm using and do that. It's a little more expensive, but it's fresher.
Keep it fresh,
Yeah.
both health-wise and taste-wise. You're going to get the best meal possible there. And I tell you, waiting for a meal when you're in an atmosphere like this with everything going on, you got the fire going on, good conversation. You're in an 18th century inn. You want to actually enjoy your time here, and you don't necessarily want to be rushed. So that's one thing I know I love about coming here is you're not going to get rushed out the door.
Right.
You're going to have a really great dining experience. All right, so we've talked about some of the menu items. Sue, why don't we go over what is typically on the menu and what might be some specials that people are going to see here at the Hound?
Specials are definitely seasonal. Whatever my fishmonger is recommending and whatever produce. Right now it's a little lean, but we'll do what we can, mostly fall. We're doing full menu right now, like full veg. I talked about, before I opened here, I worked at the Butcher and Baker in Bedford, and then I worked at the Inn at Pound Ridge. And I always wanted that menu, that a kid can come in and have a burger or mott sticks, or you can come in and you didn't want to have mott sticks or chicken tenders as an adult, and you can have a filet mignon or a steak sandwich. I always wanted that. And throughout the years, people always asked me, what is it, a Blazer or is it an Inn and Pound Ridge? And I always said, why can't it be both? And it's kind of funny, our good friend across the street said it took 20 years for times to catch up with me, but Sarah's Wine Bar now has like the upstairs and all these different things. Le Chateau, for they closed, did the same. They had kind of a more casual upstairs menu. And we've been doing that for 23 years.
Well, it's a great opportunity for families where I know,
Right.
I've got 2 kids. We can come here and exactly what you're
Right.
saying. When they were younger, they can get the chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, whatever they want, and then my wife and I can actually get a real meal.
A fine
you know what
meal,
I mean? And exactly a fine meal, not just a run-of-the-mill steak or run-of-the-mill fish. Something that's really prepared, like if we were going to Le Chateau or somewhere else at the time. Exactly. So, what else is on? What are your typical staples that are? What are your staple?
I love seafood. I worked in Montauk on the docks for 4 years, so I love seafood. I love getting seafood in. I love breaking down seafood. I'm never more excited than when Pagano shows up and they have like my gorgeous tuna or pumpkin swordfish. I'm also a butcher and I've done wild game. I can break down most wild game, and I have cooked everything. Moose, caribou, quail, anything you can name, bear I've made. And we've done these for private hunter dinners. They're not available to the public, but if you do bring it in, I'll cook it for you. I'll break it down and cook it for you.
That's awesome. That's something very important for, there's a lot of local sportsmen around in the area,
Right.
so that's something good for them.
We
to
do
know
it
that
for
you would
fish
do
as
that
well.
for them.
Yeah.
Now, what about the, I know typically there'll always be at least 1 or 2 steaks on the menu. There'll always be a fish on the menu.
Right.
There'll always be the steak sandwich, hamburger, things like
Right.
that, and ravioli, even some Italian dishes. I know
Right,
we've
we have
had
some
some
ravioli, yes. We get fresh made. Some of them we try to make in-house. It's getting a little tougher, but we order a few great products that we get right from Italy. We have a truffle angelati that people love here with the mushrooms. staples, the liver. People love the liver. We actually had a cable show with the liver, and they thought it was awful when they watched me cleaning it because it's kind of messy. But they asked me to do it.
Well, you know, sometimes it's not as pretty in the back, but
It's
when
not
it's
as
served,
pretty as the back,
that's
exactly.
You know,
They don't
that's
see
what's the most important thing.
They don't see what's going on back behind the curtain. But that, you know, we're soup to nuts, I think, and I'm trying to do it well. We're hoping we're doing it well.
Well, I think, you know, from what I've seen and the amount of people here and everybody happy coming out and the word of mouth and everything else, I think you've been doing a great job. And I think it's also a testament to everything you've done for the community. I think that's very important. We mentioned the clubs that meet here and things like that, but you're also a member of the Lions Club.
Right.
You've also been the president of the library fair and ran that whole operation
Right.
and all those different things that happen in town. And you're always open your doors to, you know, when there's a storm, when there's an issue, whenever
Right.
you can do something to help the community. And that's what makes you really, you're not only a restaurant here in the community, you are part of the community.
Right.
You've made yourself part of the fabric of what it is to live in Lewisboro. So I mean, I really applaud you for that.
Well,
I mean,
thank you.
it's awesome to have you here, and I don't know what Lewisboro would be like without the Horse and Hound.
I live here, and my kids were raised here. My kids all went to John Jay. I said years ago to Tommy Gossett, you know, I'm not a local, but I'm raising 3 of them.
Yeah.
You know, they were born here and raised here, and this is their school and their friends, and you know, we moved here 24 years ago.
Yeah, we came here right in that same ballpark as you, and the same thing. My children were born here, and you know, same thing. I'm not a local, but my
Your
kids are. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So been here to that point. You know, after 20 plus years, you feel like you are.
Right.
And the town moves slowly, which is a good thing.
Right.
And you know, we've all been here for that period of time, and we welcome everybody else to come into the community. And that's once again, as I said before, what a spot to, you know, to move into and say, hey, I've got this great local restaurant to go to and start becoming part of the fabric of Lewisboro. And if you don't live in Lewisboro, to see what Lewisboro is all about.
Right.
Because no matter where you are, whether you live in Westchester County, whether you live in Dutchess or Putnam or right across the border in Connecticut, this is a great place to come to see some history and have a great meal and meet some great people.
That's lovely. Thank you. We love it here. I tell you, I leave here sometimes just smile. When I've been in the bar, you know, speaking to customers, Sunday night customers came in, lovely. They had dinner in the city on Saturday night before, and really unimpressed and just not happy. And it was lovely saying to come here, and it made it his birthday. It was, and my in-laws were here, so that was a little extra, little poke at what we're doing. So it was, you know, it's neat. I love it.
All right, great. I'm looking forward to get back in the kitchen and take a look and watch Sue do the magic.
Okay.
All right, great. So here we are in the kitchen, behind the scenes at the Horse and Hound, where you, the general public, are not allowed to go, but I can bring you. I'm here with Sue again, our executive chef here at the Horse and Hound. Sue, what are we making today?
We are making a seared salmon with fennel red onion compote.
Awesome, awesome.
Okay.
Show me, let's go.
So real quick, guys, just this is kind of the prep. You want to just really try to, as thinly as possible.
Just to make sure you don't cut your fingers
I
off.
watch your fingers.
Look at that knife.
This is my baby. I name my knives.
You name your knives?
Yes.
What's the name of your knife?
This one's Igor.
Igor. Oh my God. Well, as
right.
long as Igor stays in the kitchen.
So here's your fennel, guys. You want to take this out. You want to take your core out. And then once again, just like as thinly as you can. It's a really, really simple way to do this. Yeah. Get a pan going. My pan are heavily used, as you guys can tell. Sorry, I didn't buy shiny new ones for this.
No, that's hey.
All right, a little bit of oil. We use a blended 20-80. 80 vegetable and 20 olive.
Olive oil?
You can't
Okay.
do true olive oil. It's just smoke point. It'll burn. You want to get the pan nice and hot. And then we're going to put our salmon in face side down.
So how many of these can you get going at the same time? If you got a rush coming on, like we said, you're doing pan, you know,
Right,
each one.
this is your mise en place. You want everything set up. You want everything almost like you said, like when you're doing a show, you just grab it and it goes in the pan. When I do my filet mignon, it goes in the pan. It gets seared. The shallots go in, the mushrooms go in. It goes in the oven. When it comes out, I finish the sauce with brandy, cream, veal stock.
So at any given night, you might have the filet mignon going on here. You might have a salmon
But
already
this is
finished
all
in
we
here.
have.
You just bang it right
We
out.
have this.
6 burners.
We have 6 burners in one oven.
And you got a nice grill over
The
here.
grill there, right? On weekends, we have a grill chef come in. We'll get this nice and hot.
Oh, that's the sound you want to hear, right, Sue?
That's the sound you want to hear. Move her around a little bit, make sure it doesn't stick.
We're getting from your local...
This is what I get from Pagano. We use Pagano seafood out of Norwalk, Connecticut. All right, guys, and now goes in thinly sliced onion. All right, that's whole butter. And have a little bit of orange juice. Salt. And a little bit of pepper. And what we do here, guys, after that is we shut it off, and it goes in a 450-degree oven for about anywhere, depending on your doneness, between 5 and 7 minutes. So now, guys, it should be about ready. As you see, when we pull it out, it thickens up really nicely.
Look at that, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's why the
caramelized and crusty and wow.
Right, the beautifulness of the one pan. Fish spatula here. She's a little opaque still. And then this is our sauce, goes right here. And you see how the orange juice and the butter reduced. It's a really simple sauce, but it works beautifully with the salmon.
That is beautiful, Susan.
Okay.
Look at that.
Thank you. And now we're just going to do a little quick. You want to do just
And
a
that's a
quick
big
veg.
piece of salmon, too.
We
I
do a
gotta
pretty
say,
good
that's-
portion.
That's a very large portion. Nice and thick. That must have been one large fish.
It's a large one, yeah. I think they come in 7 to 9 pounds each, a fillet. And then, the fish are anywhere from, I guess, like 18 to 20.
Now, were those farm raised or
This is farm raised, yeah.
Okay.
When we do specialty from our fishmonger, I'll let them know if it's wild caught but right now the menu is
Farm raised.
farm raised, yeah. And then we always have fresh herbs. I grow fresh herbs outside, but right now I'm ordering them because it's February. So we'll do this to garnish and maybe a little parsley. And that
Looks good
is
enough to
it,
eat.
guys. Hopefully it's good enough to eat. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. That's fantastic. All right, Sue, the finished product, but really the proof is in the pudding here, so we're going to have to give a
Okay.
taste of this.
Get a taste.
This looks fantastic. All this great stuff here. Oh my God, that's delicious. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not really a fish guy, but my God, this is so good. The sauce is amazing, and the fish is just cooked perfectly.
Thank you. Yeah, the sauce is cool. It just makes itself in the pan, in the oven.
Sue, absolutely delicious. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can't wait to come here for dinner again.
Can't wait to see you guys again.
It was really great spending time today with Sue and Mike, learning all about the Horse and Hound. And I think for our viewers, I'd like to know website, hours. Mike, why don't you give them all that great information?
Absolutely. So www.thehorseandhoundinn.com. Instagram is the Horse and Hound Inn. Facebook is the Horse and Hound Inn. A lot of daily updates through those platforms of social media. So definitely a great way to check us all out. We are open every day. We don't close. We don't like to take a break around here. Sue and I don't apparently have lives. We love to be here all the time. We like to always be open like your dining room or kitchen is at home. So whether it's a snowstorm or any special holiday, we'll still be here in one way or another. Our regular hours are Monday through Thursday. We are open from 5 p.m. until the kitchen closes at 9:30, but the bar will stay open. Friday and Saturday, we're still open for dinner at 5, and the kitchen's open until 10:30. We are doing a happy hour from 3 to 5 on Fridays and Saturdays, so come a little bit early, get a nice drink, get a little snack or something to start off your weekend. Sundays we're opening at noon, and we hope to start open earlier for brunches, and then hopefully add Friday and Saturday lunch hours to that as well. And then Sunday we close at 9 p.m. for the kitchen, but again, the pub will stay open as long as we have people here enjoying themselves. We never are going to have anybody close, or we're never going to close on anybody. We always like to be open and always like to be here for everybody. Snowstorm, special holiday, you name it, we'll be here for you guys.
That's great. It sounds like there's an ample amount of opportunity, no matter what your schedule is, to be able to come and visit you guys over here at the Horse and Hound.
Absolutely.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today here on this episode of Dining Out in Lewisboro, and I look forward to dining out with you again soon.
You're watching Lewisboro Community Television, Channel 20.